Duluth residents have a chance to weigh in on the future of the city's athletic spaces. The city is developing an action plan to reinvest in the athletic venues. The plan will guide more than $30 million of investments for spaces that bring in regional sports tourism. That includes indoor and outdoor spaces, as well as existing facilities and planning for new opportunities. There will be 3 chances to weigh in on this plan, with the first being next Tuesday at Portman Community Center. The other 2 will both be held on Wednesday. One at the Public Library on Superior Street and one at the Morgan Park Community Center.